Yo, what is going on, everybody? How's everybody doing today? Welcome to another Thor Media podcast. What's going on? What's going on, Humberto, Conway, Corey, Mike? What is going on, everybody? And so today's video, and I'm in a different room, of course, different setting. So I apologize for that. But all in all, just welcome back. So today's video is more on like updating and upgrading my detailing arsenal. As you already know, we purchased our home, my wife and I, we purchased our home, and now there's just a couple things. I'm flying back and forth, but what I'm doing is I want to set up my garage and make it look just as, how do I say it? I just wanted to have it as ideal as possible with the lighting. The most important to me is the lighting, painting of the walls, and having a couple cabinets in there and probably some shelving. And then the floor is probably the last thing that I really want, just because it's just the flooring. I'm really stuck on all three, whether to have a Swiss tracks, epoxy, or the polished concrete. I'm just stuck between all three because all of them are pretty much the same price, and that is just something that I'm kind of looking for at the moment. I don't know which one to pick, and so that's what I got. What is going on, Titan Tim? What's up, Ryan? Appreciate all of you for tuning in. So today's podcast as well, we're just going to talk about a couple things. Maybe if you guys enjoyed the premiere formats or not. I still kind of feel distant from everyone in here because it's been about 5 weeks since I've actually spoken to each and every one of you individually. So this is a awesome time to have like a Q&A, ask questions, what I think about some of the new products that has been coming out or that is out recently, and also probably, like I said, we'll talk about of some things that I want to get for my new garage in terms of some tools and equipment as well. And that's what I got going on. And so that's what I got. And let me just fix this scene. I don't know what's going on with this. This thing looks weird to me. We'll put new scene. All right, yeah, there we go. This one looks a lot better. Perfect. But yeah, so that's what I got. You see, does my garage have a drain? No, my garage doesn't have a drain, but it is sloped. Like, it has a very good pitch angle. So I wet the whole garage floor and everything was just sliding out through the garage door. So it is sloped, and it does have like the channels, the regular square channels where all the water feeds through. So that's what I got. And Mike, I don't really know too much about garage floors. All I've always had was just straight concrete. But everybody everybody says the epoxy is slippery. Same thing with polish and concrete floors, and but the Swiss tracks attract mold. I don't know which one to get. I really don't know. That's why that is pretty much the last one on my list, because I kind of have a design for an epoxy. John Weber, yep. So epoxy probably. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm going at the moment, just because you could do like a design. So that's it. In terms of the hex lighting, I'm not gonna get the hex lighting. I don't think so. And yeah, I don't know. I most likely won't get the hex lighting at all. I already have my lighting set, but I don't think I will be getting the lighting. Sprinkle on silica sand and it won't be slippery. Yeah, that's the thing is I don't know. I don't know, Tony and Tim. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. What is going on, Sam Squatch? All right, so let's talk real quick and just we'll talk about some of the things of what I'm planning to do in the garage, and you will see an updated vlog video on my personal channel how things are going. And yeah. So let's see. And yep, throw on the sand epoxy for non-slip. That's what I've heard. But yeah, so first off, now that I have a new garage, I have my mighty HP60. It has a messed up pump in there, and it does have a messed up like hot water. It's the messed up pump, and also the sprayer for the pump, the hose. It's gone, but the hose I could replace. Just the pump itself, is what I'm looking at. I'm like, should I really bring that over there? So my HP60 it may stay here, and then I may just buy a brand new HP60. That HP60 lasted me about 2.5 years since when I first started my YouTube channel, and I've abused it. And then obviously, of course, I don't have a garage door, so pretty much it just sits outside. So it was getting hit with salt, snow. A couple of the things are like rusted and corroded because I just left it outside. I neglected it. I did change the hose once, but it's made my money back tenfold for sure. So that's something that I enjoyed using, and that's something that I am going to get again. The second thing is a steamer. So I have the McCulloch steamer, which I have at the moment, and I don't know, man. I'm trapped into, and I want to get the Chief because once I get to my new garage, I kind of want to have everything set, but obviously everything is, you know, it's only within my budget, right? I need to have clientele first, and that's the number one thing that I am focusing on. So once I hit close to the first week or middle week, or yeah, the first 2 weeks of May, I'm going to update all of my SEO and have everything prepped. So once I get there in July, at least I have some traffic, and the Google page is crawling onto my Google page and indexing everything out in South Carolina. But that is what I am trying to do, because typically it takes about like 60 days to 90 days for you to see any type of return on Google. And yeah, so I kind of want the Chief steamer. And then also for my air compressor, I do have a rigid 4 gallon air compressor, pancake one. Uh, and the crazy thing is, I bought two. So I have a brand new one in my garage, and then the other one is kind of beat up. And I do have the, what is that called? I have the air hose reel from Harbor Freight. That's what I have, and that's pretty much it. But from what I heard is there's a lot of people that can't get that 4 gallon pancake compressor anymore. So that is weird to know. But mine just gets used up here, and then my cousin does some work, so he's going to keep it here in New York, and I will ship the new one with my cousin when he drives down there in a couple of weeks, and he's just gonna go down there and register his car and stuff because he wants lower insurance. But yeah, uh, let's see any questions. What air? Not air compressor. Should I get the cheap steamer? Do you guys think I should get that? Says we are building a new garage. Ryan at my house this summer. Just had the land survey done this week. I'm doing a floor drain. I can't decide on flooring either. Yeah, look, I have no idea. The thing is, there's pros and cons to the flooring. Everywhere I look at is like people said, some of it is slippery. If you put a pure epoxy, then you throw the sand on the epoxy for non-slip, and then other things as well. It's soap is soap. Soap is soap is at the end of the day, and it's going to feel kind of slippery. I feel with any type of flooring that you do, unless it's not pure concrete or if it's the Swiss tracks. But even then, it's still going to be slightly slippery. But that's all I got really. Everything else, everybody has pros and cons depending on traffic, because if there's a lot of foot traffic, a lot of people prefer um a polished concrete, right? If you're using crazy, crazy heavy chemicals at a high volume, like say you're using, Dark Fury or a heavy alkaline cleaner at all times, pretty much pure degreaser. Yeah, it's going to damage the epoxy over time, but is it going to damage it within the first 10 cars? Most likely not. And I don't plan to be a high volume uh, detailer yet, especially doing that out of my garage. I don't expect it. I'll probably still try to follow same suit and just have, probably like 2, 3 cars a week, and then just focus from there and grow from there and grow from my clientele. Sock says, John says, any plans for a Yum rim job in the Yeah, so in terms of products and stuff, I will definitely be getting a bunch of products. I already have things ready to order and buy. I actually have purchased some already, and there is a review that's gonna come out. Oh, so I bought the McKee's 37 rinseless wash sponge, the black and gold, and their drying towel, just because gold and black is my favorite colors, and obviously it's my business colors as well. And I purchased that. I'm gonna do a review on that, but I also have other purchased from the House of Rags. I bought like extra towels, bought extra polishing pads. I got Guardian. I have things I want to use over there. I have the Katiba tire dressing and I think gloss booster. That's what I bought as well. But in terms over here in New York, I have a lot of stuff already. And, I'm not going to try to purchase stuff here in New York when I'm only here for another 60 days and then try to ship everything back out there. So I'm just going to focus on what I got and focus on the educational type of videos. And that's something that most of you will start seeing on my channel. I've been trying to post very frequently, 1 to 2 uh, shorts a day, and trying to put at least 2 to 3 videos a week. And I did that and I updated my thumbnail game. So with that being said, I hit 5,300 subscribers. I don't know, all these videos that I posted up, for some reason, especially the new thumbnails, were getting over 3,000 views, which is freaking phenomenal. And I got 3,000, pretty much 3,000 views on each of the new thumbnail videos. So it shows that the thumbnails are having great feedback. And then from there, I ended up posting 2 shorts, and all those shorts are pretty much hitting like 1,000 views. But the first day it posts up, I noticed that the shorts, it doesn't get as much traction until the second or third day after it's posted. But either way, I gained about over 500 subscribers in the past week, which was just absolutely insane. So now my mindset is having better quality videos and probably be a little bit more educational in certain aspects. But yeah, that's what I have. But in terms of projects, Rim Job is definitely will be in there in the future. Exactly, Tim. Your bare concrete has been working for you with no issues, and same thing with my bare concrete over here. It's just more of the aesthetic part. I want a better aesthetic. I want a better look. Especially it's easier to have that nicer aesthetic when you're not fully there yet, and you're able to invest instead of having to move stuff around constantly every 6 7 months. So that's something that truly that will hinder my thing for sure. You're still rocking the 4.5. Yep, same here. Still got the 4.5 gallon. Appreciate you, Will. Yep, the thumbnails are, yeah, they're great. They've been helping out Eddie as well, and I pretty much followed suit. I said, Eddie, out. What are you doing? He was going viral with the bio bomb videos for the House of Rags, and then he started going viral on his own channel with using better thumbnails. And I think that's what YouTube also gravitates to, is a better thumbnail type of thing. Now, what I'm going to try to focus on is the description part. I'm going to focus on how to concise my description and just make sure certain things are visible without having to open up the full description. And for some reason, I heard that's very popular. And then I've noticed that they said the hashtags don't work. I'm just doing a bunch of research. I'm going to play around with a couple things and change up the description and see if the hashtags really do play a role in clicking or whatever. Because when I was looking at my analytics, to be quite honest, I don't get much. Nobody searches on YouTube a hashtag. So that's something. Thank you. Thank you. Celtic says, I'm trying to do a premiere on Sunday at 11 a.m. to see if that helps with traffic. From what I noticed, Celtic, in terms of traffic, certain times, it's a hit or miss. And same thing with me, because when you look at your analytics on your channel, I'm pretty sure you'll probably see the light purple. Let me see if I could share my screen. Maybe we could go to let me share my screen. Let me see if I could do that. Share screen. Bam. All right. So I'm gonna share this screen so hopefully you all can see it. So when I go to manage videos, go to content dashboard. So here I'm at right now, 5,300. And this is what I'm talking about in analytics. So if you go to your audience and scroll down, Celtics, you will see that here, apparently, this is where I get my most views is from 12 to 6 p.m. And that's kind of roughly where I'm starting to put my daily YouTube content. But the first couple days, it doesn't gain traction because even when I put the short from 6 p.m., you will see on my channel, even on a Friday where it says I get like the most views, these crazy highlighted pinks. I will show you that it just doesn't truly matter. You don't want to sit there and stay concise with that specific spot. So this is the one I posted 2 hours and 15 minutes ago at 6 o'clock. Remember, 6 o'clock is supposed to be my number one prime time for views. Guess what? From here, I only got 40 views on that short. But over time, when I click on videos or shorts, I'm sorry, those are stuff that's going to be coming out. Where'd I go from here? Typically, I do this on my phone. Let me go videos. So this one is my top one always, and this was posted in 2023. But this is my most recent upload right here, and it just says recent upload, 3,700 views. You know, and this one got 2,000 in the past 8 days. But just certain views for some reason, when I click on my actual content and click on my most recent shorts, you know what? Let me just go here. I think I could just do this. Yeah, look. So these are my most recent published videos. So this one got 169. Baby goat that I posted yesterday, for some reason, at all day yesterday was stuck at 80 views, and now it's at 600. And then this one, the first 2 days was slow, and it ended up picking up 2,000. So the Celtics, I wouldn't focus too much on. I'm gonna focus too much more of. Oh, it's not showing you guys. Hold up. Let me try to do this thing again. My fault. Share screen. I'm gonna just share my entire. Can I share my entire screen? Bam. Bam. Let me click out of here. Shipping some stuff. All right. So when I click on that tab, you guys see it or no? So I'm gonna click back over. Let me know if you see anything. Because I only got one screen. So I just clicked over. You guys see my YouTube channel dashboard? Is that what you guys see? All right, perfect. All right, so let me click back. And all right, so this is what I want to show you, Celtics. So go to channel analytics. So here is, you click on your audience on your channel, and this is where I'm up to right now. So this is, I got 503 subscribers in the past 28 days, right? So something was clicking, and mainly was my actual channel in itself. And then here it gives you a general idea of everybody else who watched. So shout out to Ryan, Cars with Keeve, you know, House of Rags, Pan, the Rag Company. These are the audience that also watches some of the videos. And it gives you an idea of what they look at as well. But here is what I'm talking about, Celtics, about not to be too focused with what time frame works for you, because here is 12 p.m. This is what I got right here. So I have 12 p.m. right here is my prime time to 6 p.m. And I've been posting 2 shorts daily for the past, like, for this week. And I posted one at 11 a.m. and one at 6 p.m. And 6 p.m. is prime time for me every single time. Now let me go to my content. So once I go to my shorts, you will see that those are shorts that's going to come out. But when you look at my shorts, this one, I published this 2 hours ago, and I only got 32 views on this one. This one I posted this morning at 11 a.m., only 169, but they pick up a couple days after. For this one, Baby Coat, I put this out yesterday, and it was stuck at like 80 views, 100 views, and then the next day, right now, it's at 600. Same thing with the water spout remover. This was stuck at like 120, 121, going like one view, and then it just started to just spike up out of nowhere. Today is at 1,301. So these views just come up out of nowhere, and and those of you who commented, look at this one. This one was stuck. The perfection, the one that I posted, this was stuck at like 200 views. This was stuck at 100 views. So over time, when you post frequently, is just that's the only name of the game, and obviously just improving your thumbnail game, because this is the thumbnails that I have right here. So just look at just the thumbnail quality, how much more views I ended up getting. Um, Obviously, sometimes comments don't over. I need to get more comments, I guess, with more engagement. But in terms of the quality, this is how my YouTube channel is. This was C6 Insane. This is the ones that I was making. I wasn't paying anybody to do this. Now I'm paying somebody to do my thumbnails. And look, I was at 980, 880, 850. This one was shit. Got 168. This one 566. This one 518. But once I changed the thumbnail to the ones that we're pretty much using at the House of Rags type of quality, my views just went up. I'm at 2,400. I posted this in April 4th. That was last week. Now this one, King, with Phoenix EOD one, it's at 3,700. So these are the thumbnails. This was helping out a lot. Now, in terms of the descriptions, I'm going to start eliminating most of this, because from what I've noticed is most people don't even, if I keep a concise description of what people want to click at right away, like I may just put this link right up here first and have like a one set type of title right then and there in the beginning, like, King Ceramic Coating, try to keep it the same, or King of Ceramic Coatings. So that way it sticks that way. And that is what I've been reading a lot on Google and Reddit. So that's something that I am going to try and concise with. But yeah, look at this one. This one I posted yesterday and it already has 2,200 views. So, something is clicking. Obviously the thumbnails and the quality, and that's probably why YouTube is recommending it. But that's what I have really, Celtics. Just don't concise too much. And look, April 4th, nothing. It takes a couple of days, like I said, to pick up, and then things was just going crazy. So especially with this one, this is my most viewed content. This is the one that has over 110,000 views. This was just this month. It got 4,000. But yeah, so just goes with quality. Let me stop sharing now. So let's see. Yo, what is going on, Brian? You guys weren't able to see the stuff that I just put up? I just uh you're lying. Oh no. Okay. I'm about to say. Hey, what's going on, Christy? What's going on, Corey? But yeah, that's pretty much it. And then Will says, Sock, how do you work with a thumbnail designer? Just give him whatever you have and he'll give you what he no. So what I end up doing is I send the stuff over of I have to have an idea. I have to give him the vision that I have in my head. And the prop looks like crap, but he gets the gist of it and just makes it like a higher quality, probably swap out an image here and there, because they're able to use Photoshop, Will, and that's what I end up doing. And from there, he'll send me stuff, then I approve, disapprove, and that's it. It's pretty simple at that point. And yeah, sometimes you gotta just pay money to. I'm not gonna say YouTube makes me rich, because that doesn't make me shit really, but it's just more of be more engaging, right? You you want to be heard, you want to be found. And yeah, that's pretty much what the thumbnail game has given me. So that's what I got. Yeah, so in terms of painting my garage, I'm going to paint my garage probably in a very I'm not going to go pure white, or I kind of want to go white, and if I go white it'll be like that PVC type of plastic, like that white plastic. So when I spray water in the garage, it doesn't wet my actual walls per se, and it's just easier to clean, because that's one issue I have with my garage here at the moment. Was after a year and a half or so, my walls, although they were painted black, some of them had like polish residue, sprayed, rinseless wash, stuff like that, where I ended up taking out everything and repainting it again. So I may go with that PVC plastic. I'm not sure what you all think about that. Um, and then I may do a test spot just to see how that goes. And then John Weber says, "Sock, do your analytics differ when you post on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or huh, what I try what I try to do is I try not to overlap with too many other content creators. Like, for example, is it even though it doesn't really matter, but for me and my mindset is more of like, all right, Penn the organizer posts at Saturday at 9 a.m. always. He never fails. That's his time slot that he always chose for the past 7 years. Right? Consistency is key. So you want to be followed and heard at certain time frames. DIY Detail always posts their videos. I don't think that it matters what day. I think they do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but I think they do it always at like either 1 p.m. or 4 p.m. And those between those hours, they're always found. So that's something that YouTube really cares about is consistency and the frequent times that you post. Because if you post, say every time you post when Pan posts, and then say I post at the same time Pan posts and somebody else, then guess what? You're kind of going to get buried inside all that stuff. And you may not be found. So I just try to just in a way see what is the best time frame for me, just in general, for when I want to post content out and when I the time I want to be found. So that way I'm not overlapping every other type of content creator that does the same thing that I do, because you just kind of want to be unique. It's kind of like having two great shows at one time slot, or two popular shows, but obviously one is a lot more popular than the other show. Guess what? If you both playing it at two different channels at the same time, one of it is going to be missed. So that's how I that's how I view it. Yeah, right. I'm thinking of doing that on the wall. So I'm thinking of doing that. Just not the whole wall itself, but pretty much almost like 6 feet high, 7 feet high, and that's about it. Have the PVC, and the rest could be painted, because I think that PVC paneling is kind of expensive. I have no idea. I have no idea. I just saw a couple of channels and other detailing channels that have that stuff, and even the rag company has that too as well on their wash bay. And then I think Ivan went to out in Fort Worth, Texas, when he did the garage audit, and the individual had pretty much everything PVC, the white PVC, besides the top half of the garage. But I was just like, that's something I've always wanted, because it's easy to clean. And like you said, I could put a sealant, or say Corey, I could put on some Griot's Garage 3-in-1, just spray it on, rinse it off for hydro. I don't know. It's just somewhere that way it's easier to clean. I think I'm around 46. Well, I mean, everybody starts from zero, right? I mean, bro, my first 26 subscribers was all me, you know? And my mom made like 18 accounts. So don't worry about it. I mean, it's just more of just post content, just like I said, the traffic, not the traffic, it's just what type of content is driving you traffic at the moment, Celtic? Like what is the next big thing that's going on? To be to be quite frank, the most one that I end up making a bunch of views on my first video was when Absolute came out. When the Absolute rinseless wash came out and the DIY rinseless came out, when those two videos came out, those were my number one videos. Those were my first videos. I hit 1,000 views and I was like, oh my God, this is great. And then just provide, you just got to provide some feedback, some educational feedback, and just say, yo, this works, this doesn't work. And people like transparency and honesty. If you don't know, you don't know. And that's it. Oh, by the way, I ended up getting this SPTA like I'm not gonna say it's a sander, but it's a SPTA polisher, but it kind of looks like this like the palm sander because my Griot's garage one broke and this one was 85 bucks. I'm gonna give that a shot. And I do have to do a coating tomorrow on this Yukon. So I'm going to apply app with that. That's the reason why I got it. So I can apply app from C6 Ceramics. And I'm gonna apply app on that vehicle tomorrow, and then apply Pan's 3-year ceramic coating on it, and see how everything plays out. I'm pretty sure because from what I heard is C6 app is supposed to work with all types of coatings. The only coatings I've used app with was ADS coatings, which worked amazing, and that and obviously C6 Hydrolite and C6 Hydro. Does SPTA have a short throw for app? Never mind. Yep. Yeah. Yep. It's like it looks kind of like the palm sander that DIY used it, but it's an 8 millimeter throw, and it's actually well, I haven't unboxed it yet, but from what I read online, it's actually light. So I'm gonna do a dedicated review on that and just see what's up. So I'll do that review tomorrow, just on that polisher in itself. But yeah, and then what's the other thing I'm gonna do in my garage? So I already got the lighting. I already got that. Oh, the electrical. So for the electrical, I'm gonna put, um, you know, I'm gonna add a dedicated circuit for my lights. So that way, I'm gonna have about like 15 lights in my shop. That's what I'm planning to do in my garage. So it's gonna look pretty bright. And then on one corner, I may paint something like a little black or something like that. That's gonna be like the office space area where I'm gonna do the YouTube broadcast and the House of Rags and stuff like that. So that way, just it's gonna look nice. I just have a vision. Um, the only thing I need for that vision is money, but that is pretty much it. So I'm investing, I'm saving up, and obviously with all the stuff that I'm doing at the moment is really helping me get ready with all that stuff. It says Corey says, yeah, another is Labo Cosmetica. Look, with Labo Cosmetica Fiero, I like it. I like it. It does correct more than app for sure. But for me is I don't know, I like the wipe off a little better on the app. So it's just two things because with Fiero you could use a 15 millimeter DA or 20, whatever DA floats your boat. And then obviously with C6 you're restricted. So there's a pro and con with both. And obviously and Dr. Beasley at 95. But yeah. Oh, in terms of brands, now that we're talking about brands, so once I get over to my new garage, I think what I'm going to do just to get decked out first, I'm gonna buy a bunch of obviously what I enjoy is the Labo Cosmetica, a bunch of the DIY stuff, Phoenix COD, and Detail Co stuff. That's what I'm gonna do. Just so I have stuff that I I'm accustomed to. But that's it. But I'm gonna deck my garage out with that. And then from there, I'll try other stuff here and there. I'll have it in there because just in case I mess up something, I could save myself with I could save myself with stuff that I know how to use. But yeah, that's those are the top four brands I'm gonna end up using just because I enjoy them as a collective group. And then obviously ADS tire cleaner, number one tire cleaner that I have. So there's gonna be things that I'm always gonna end up using. And yeah, so I don't know, just a lot of things in my head that I want to go on. Now, any other questions you guys have? I can answer anything. What do you guys think about the past, you know, what's going on with the past 4 weeks? Like, did you guys enjoy those premieres? Do you guys prefer those premieres with like product reviews? Is that something that you all enjoy more of, or is it something that you want something else to go? I actually have BD in my house over there in South Carolina. So I actually have BD purchased. That's one of the other things I purchased. So it's already there. I have a couple products already set in stone. So once I move there, if I get a vehicle first weekend or do my car, that's it. But yeah, so I've been doing a lot of premieres. I've been enjoying the premiere route with the House of Rags. Just that way, I feel I give a little bit more content. It's a little bit more intriguing, just to help everybody, and that way, everybody understands what type of products everybody gets. What's my plans? What's your plans? The Phoenix EOD retreat that they are doing. Yeah, so from the retreat with Aaron it's a surprise like road trip with me. So this is why I love the detailing community, because what he ended up doing was saying, I'm gonna get Chris from Biobombs, Keith from Cars with Keith, Eileen may be coming over from California, and then a couple other detailers, and obviously Titan Tim is part of it, but he already lives in South Carolina. But it was more of a like a surprise move. So what's happening is that with that, exactly, Ty and Tim is hosting the retreat. So pretty much what's happening is they're gonna help me kind of move per se. So if I got a couple of things that I really got to haul here, like I said, my 4-gallon compressor, something small, we're gonna take a road trip, we're gonna eat, we're gonna chill, we're gonna hang out. It's just gonna be something that's gonna be awesome. And it's part of that surprise as well for me. So I appreciate Ty and Tim and Aaron for that, and Keith. And yeah, so it's just going to be awesome for that. In terms of pressure washer, what pressure washer should I get? I'm definitely not getting the AR blue one, because from what I hear is Chelsea had issues, Jamie had issues, and I think Phil Miranda had issues as well. So I'm not going to get that. Um, I don't know what type of pressure washer to get, because this pressure washer in here is shot. It's the Active 2.0, and it's been just sitting outside. Probably not a Kranzel though, or Krenzler. Excuse me. Yeah, for sure, definitely. But that was Ty and Tim's idea, and then Aaron was with it, and Chris. We all know each other and help each other out, so that's something that's always awesome with the detailing community. So let's see. In terms of banners. All right. So since we're at the 37-minute mark, all right. So product to shout out. I don't have it on me whatsoever, but one product that I've actually been using a lot lately, and a bunch of customers have been giving me a bunch of feedback. Where let me see if I can grab my phone. Is the Clean by Pans tire dressing. So I kept this tire dressing here because I said, you know what? I enjoy the DIY detail one. I love Netto, and I love Clean by Pan. And I said, you know what? I have a lot of Clean by Pan left. Let me keep this here, and I'm gonna move. And obviously, I have my DIY, because my DIY I'm almost done with my whole gallon. But I said, let me move my Netto over to South Carolina. And from what I've noticed, I've just been using the Clean by Pan tire dressing, and they've been liking it a lot. So let me see if I could find and it was just two customers, two back to back, that I could have it here. But yeah, so that is the product of the week for me, is that. So I'm gonna use that pan deorganizer tire dressing, and they all bought it right away on the House of Rags same weekend. So I gave them everything in there. Use a hose. Yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna use a hose, but to be quite honest, I'm gonna be like, it's my first actual home that I could have, and I don't know. I kind of want a pressure washer. I kind of want to do some foaming here and there. Obviously, I'm gonna have like two spigots, one specifically connected to the pressure washer, and then the other one will be just dedicated for, you know, kind of like a slop sink, if that makes sense, and just connect my hose there. Yeah, I wonder if Josh. That's one of my questions too. I wonder if Josh V's gonna be out because it's springtime pretty much, and this is the best time to start selling some pressure washers, and that's what I'm gonna end up getting for sure. But that's that's something that I don't know. Probably I could ask him if I could have one or he could donate one to me, and obviously I'll make a review. Um, a non-biased one, but for sure see what's up because he's working hard on those pressure washers. It says sock. I have an active 2.0, so anything that should just the pump. To be quite honest, is kind of like anything, kind of like a Sunjo and those other lower tier things. But if you're a daily, if you're not really a business, you're not gonna worry about it too much. It's mainly work on work hours, the pumps. So yeah, exactly, Tim. You like your Sunjo. I don't like the Sunjo. I don't like walking around with that thing. I don't like calling it. He said, "Don't let your tire dress." Well, that tire dressing, no. Oh, that's another thing. For my tire dressings, I know Will's gonna say, "Yo, that's crazy." I use brand new Kirkland towels. Kirklands are my like towels of like pretty much throwaway type of towels. Like I will use that always for my tires and my engine bay. I don't care. I'll grab a new one. Same thing with a spray of sealant on the wheels and tires. I'll use that one and then I'll just throw it out. You get them for such a huge value, and then yeah, it just that's what I do. Exactly. That dressing is some quality. I'm like, it's just funny. It's just funny to me how I grab a couple of products and then I move over to another product. And they, to me, tire dressings are awesome, and some of them do give a little bit of obviously different type of look or sheen. But to me, the durability is pretty much the same, especially here in New York. So if it only lasts 2 weeks, that's the max I'm going to get out of pretty much any one tire dressing. But overall, it just I don't know, it just works. Yep. Have I tried ADS Ghost? No, I haven't tried ADS Ghost. And ADS Ghost came out a little bit right before, if I remember correctly, a little bit like it was like during the fall time, but that's when I was looking at purchasing my home. So that's when I stopped purchasing, like going heavy on buying a bunch of new products to test and review. Just because, like I said, I don't want to haul everything. I don't want to have it sitting on the shelf for 6, 7, 8 months. Um, I just want to, once I go to my new garage, stay do everything fresh. But from what I heard is even Ryan's video, he was talking about the best springtime products, and he said that ADS Ghost is his favorite. And from what I heard, it lasts a while. I Compared to Dark Side, I haven't used that, but I've used Dark Side, and I don't really like Dark Side too much, to be quite honest. Too much of a commitment as well. It says Sun John says I dropped the Sun Joe for the Actor 2.0. We'll probably get the Quiver pressure washer after. Yep. Yep. The Kranzel's out of my budget too. So that's something that I'm not gonna be using a pressure washer too much. So that's something that's it. So that tire dressing leaked on my giant towel. My towel is yep. Nah, it's just yeah, that clean tire dressing has some protecting on it. So, you know, it's really, really good. It says that clean pan tire dress self levels the best in my opinion. Yeah, it self levels amazing on my on my tires and even my customers. They just after I like to put pans tire dressing heavy just so I could get like that dark sheen type of look, not the glazy donut look. I know sometimes some of y'all see it on my videos, but that's just because that's the last thing I put on my customer's vehicle most of the time. And especially after the detail, I apply it on and then it just looks wet. But once it self levels, I like that dark sheen. It's not, I would say a dark satin sheen, not just a satin finish or a matte look. I just like that type of sheen, and I just go heavy with pans levels them out nicely. Netto V2, well, it's not called Netto V2, but Labo Cosmetica Netto. That one, from what I've seen on videos, looks like it levels off amazingly well. They don't call it a V2. They just change the drying agents, I think, on it or something like that to just dry and self-level easier and quicker. So that's something on there. Uh yeah, so with Yum Dress 41 for interiors, yeah, from what I've seen, that looks awesome. But what I really want to try is Detail Co's Guardian, and that's what I have over there. I bought that ASAP. Once I got to my new home, I bought that. I just said I want to get that. Obviously, their new polishing pads. I got BDE. I got the Gativa tire dressing and the I think I think I got the gloss booster because what yeah, I got the gloss booster because I didn't get either the gloss booster or the wet wax because with Tim we ended up using the I forgot which one was called, but we ended up using one of those. It says I always find it similar to Dark Side. They both have a slight oily finish in my yeah, I mean it's supposed to last a while, so that's why it's going to give that oily look. But you're talking about what ADS Ghost or you're talking about Pants or Netto? Pants. Yeah, well, pants, if you go on too heavy and don't level it, yeah, you'll have that. But that's the same thing with kind of like Netto because pants is a little bit kind of like a gel type. So they're all pretty much gel type formulas in a way. Yeah, because pans comes out kind of clear like a jelly type petroleum type. And then same thing with Netto is jelly and dark side is definitely a petroleum base type of thing. So it's just crazy. Yeah, there we go. We use signature wax. So I bought the other two that we haven't used, although I know you have wet wax. But I bought wet wax and gloss boost with tire dressing. No, I do not have the newest Netto. I have the old version. Um that's the only one I have. The old version. I once I get over there officially, I will buy like I said, I'm gonna do a haul purchase a lot of stuff, and then I am going to get Netto because I want to try that one out. If you look at Labo Cosmetica's video on Netto, it's just crazy, crazy good. In terms of yeah, I'm starting to prefer a lot on the water tire dressings a lot now. For me, like I said, to me, a tire dressing is kind of like a tire. After a day or two, they're all kind. I'm not gonna say they all look the same, but some of them you just got to level it down, probably work harder because the DIY detail one dries down nicely to like a dark sheen. If you want a darker, glossier look, you add a second pass. Um, and it just depends on what type of tires I'm working on, especially if I'm working on, say, some knobby tires. I prefer the DIY detail tire dressing over pans and stuff like that, unless you got to apply it on the brush and you got to be a little bit more more meticulous, especially with the knobby tires. But I don't know. I just go with either or. Whatever floats my boat. I'm like, oh, this one's good. This one's good. To me, at this point, a tire dressing is almost like ceramic coatings. I mean, not ceramic coatings. A tire dressing is kind of more now how the industry has rinseless washes. It's kind of bad to find a hard not a hard, a bad rinseless wash. Most of them are pretty good, pretty decent. Just some obviously outweighs the others in certain pros and aspects, either in terms of cleaning power, in terms of slickness, in terms of scent or smell that you prefer. So all of that is kind of to preference. There's a lot of great tire dressings. I could name ADS, just regular tire plus their conditioner, DIY detail tire dressing, Netto, pandy organizers, tire dressing. There's just a bunch of good tire dressings. Guardian, from what I heard, is amazing using it 1-to-1. All of these is to me is just whatever floats my boat or kind of what season I'm in. Or depending on the color of the car. Sometimes if I have a black vehicle, I prefer not to go too not I prefer to get a nice satin type of finish that's a little bit more closer to the matte side because there I could showcase more the shine of the car because we got a shiny glossy black tire with a shiny glossy paint. It kind of like takes away from everything that you did. Um, so it just depends, right? And for white vehicles, I like more of a nice, darker, glossier tire, like a darker satin sheen, because on white cars it just looks better. On gray cars, on light silver cars, a darker, richer look looks better on the tires. It just depends. Yeah, nah, that Cadillac looks awesome. Yeah, no, the DI1 will definitely last a very good hefty amount of time for sure for a water based one. I've made a short when they first released their product line using it in the wintertime, and it lasted 2 weeks in the wintertime with salt on the roads. It does really good. Yo, West Cat, what's going on? Thank you for coming in. Lowe's has the four by eight. Oh, for 25 each. Okay. That ain't too bad. Now I just gotta make sure I just, square them up properly, make it look nice and sealed. Yeah, I'll probably get that. You're doing a BMW tomorrow. Owner wants shiny glaze, and yep, that's what it is. Sometimes it's what the owner wants as well. That is some things that owners want. Yo, what's going on, Remedy? Oh, talking about that. So yo, Will and Remedy, I heard I saw you guys post something on you guys did a training together with Ivan. Where was that training at? Was it far out? I didn't even check. I was like, damn, I probably could have gone there. I just been MIA a little bit. Oh, it was in Buffalo. Oh, man, that's an 8-hour drive. Damn, I would have had taken a Greyhound. I had taken a Greyhound out there. 6-hour drive for me? You sure about that? I don't think so. I always thought it was like, nah, it's 8. Yeah, it's 8 because I'm all the way in Queens. Yeah, I would have taken a Greyhound or something up there. But yeah, all right, everybody. So that's 2 hours. Lucky. Last time I went, I had to pay a whole plane ticket. It was worth it. Trust me. I had fun. I had fun detailing with Ivan, him showing the putting a brush onto the paints, not scratching it. A couple gems that he showed. So it's a fun training. Definitely fun. Definitely worth it. And then obviously everybody learns from everybody else. It's just a great training, great experience all around. All right, so we are at the 53-minute mark. I'm probably going to call it here at the moment. I appreciate all of y'all for coming in. Next week will be another premiere. I'm gonna do probably a clean by pan, how to apply that ceramic coating, and applying it onto the Yukon tomorrow. And then that's what I'm gonna do because I do have a diamond gloss that I'm gonna put on the Dodge Durango next week. No, is it a Dodge Durango? No, on a MDX. So I'm gonna put that on. I'm gonna see how glossy the thing gets. So yeah, so I can't wait. I can't wait for that. But yeah, so next week is gonna be that's what I'm gonna push for. So tomorrow I'm gonna record the premiere on clean by pans. Obviously, on how to apply clean by pan ceramic coating, the 3-year one, and then yeah, that is pretty much it. That will be the premiere for that one, and I'll go in, I'll go in depth on that video, and that's pretty much it. So hopefully you all enjoy this. I appreciate all of you coming in, and definitely, yep, the hour flew by quick. We had great discussions, and yeah, it's just awesome to hang out with you guys. I felt like I've been missing all of y'all for a while, and I just wanted to touch up and just recoup. But thank you all for coming in. I'm excited for Diamond Gloss as well, and I will hit you all on the next time. I will see y'all next week. and enjoy our weekend, everybody. Peace.